In Nevada, voters dealt presidential hopeful Nikki Haley a losing hand. Without Donald Trump on the ballot, more voters in the state's primary chose the option none of these candidates over Haley.
If you don't mind me asking, who did you vote for today?
None.
None. Oh, none of the above?
No, I want Trump.
Saturday Night Live being called out for woke smugness on its Weekend Update segment after claiming former President Trump made up the term debanking.
Trump did have a slight stumble this week while talking about banks, and he introduced an interesting new term called Debank.
But we're also going to place strong protections to stop banks and regulators from trying to debank you from your political beliefs, what they do. They want to debank you, and we're going to debank.
I don't know what the hell debank means, but he might have to take D-ambulance to see the doctor.
It's actually a word. It's a verb with the definition to deprive someone of banking facilities.
Sure.
Now we know.
I don't know what the hell debank means.
He could have looked it up. Somebody on the writing staff could have looked it up before they made the joke, maybe, Joe?
But he might have to take D-ambulance to see the doctor.
We're talking 17 writers, at least, for SNL, right. And not one could look that up, to your point. Great point. And this is SNL in 2024, guys. If MSNBC and The View could somehow procreate, this show in its current form would be the result.
Oh, that's nasty.
Debanking, as you just pointed out, is a very real term, and it is happening. But because the writers and the cast of this show live in such an elitist bubble, they make utter fools of themselves and not knowing what it means. This isn't your daddy's SNL anymore. When was the last time this show produced megastars like Chevy Chase, John Belushi, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Billy Crystal, Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Dana Carvey, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler? When was the last time somebody came out of this show and was a big star? It's been some time, hasn't it?
I don't know what the hell debank means.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
But he might have to take D-ambulance to see the doctor.
Shut up! I will say, let's get ready, though, Joe. This is what the next 9 months are going to be. I'm going to call it advocacy by ignorance. They don't care how they get Donald Trump. They don't care if they're wrong. They're going to do it.
Yeah. They're going to debank you. The idea is, for political reasons, banks will refuse to do business with you, okay? Because you have political views that they find to be so toxic that they don't want to work with you, which is obviously a problem that's sweeping the nation.
It happened to some of the people who have come on the show, including Nigel Farage across the pond, but more and more Americans. If you are at all involved in J6, you've been threatened potentially with debanking. And most conservatives have heard of this because it's publicized in right-wing circles.
I think we all know people who've been banned from banks because of their social media activity. So it's a made-up problem.
It happens to point to an extraordinarily troubling phenomenon, by the way.
So it's a made-up problem.
It appears that they think Trump invented the term debank, that it's just some figment of his imagination. How could they be so clueless to what's happened in just the last couple of years?
They don't have to worry about getting debanked because they're woke liberals, and they have no clue what's happening to real Americans.
So it's a made-up problem.
Where, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Bank of America a few years ago stopped taking as customers new Second Amendment, new gun rights organizations. I think the NRA found its own banking account sapped from the Bank of America, if I remember correctly.
So it's a made-up problem.
Some figures on the right, like Laura Loomer, have been totally sapped of their access to PayPal and Venmo and various other financial intermediaries.
So it's a made-up problem.
This is a big problem because what you're dealing here with people's access to capital. You're dealing with people's ability to save, to invest, to take out loans, to build businesses.
There is a reason Trump is as stupid and brain-addled as he is. And that reason is that he spends a lot of time hearing himself talk.
He's
a complete goofball. He's not actually running for president. He's doing this to pump up his name. Everybody already knows who he is. Most people largely don't care anymore.
Here's a little bit of cognitive dissonance. The thing they like the best about Trump is that he tells it like it is. He isn't physically capable of telling it like it is.
People aren't buying at CNN, you dumb bastards. They're not buying it.
He isn't physically capable of telling it like it is.
Well, maybe choose my words. There's some movement. There's been a response from there's been a response from the opposition, but yes, I'm sorry, from Hamas, but it seems to be.
He isn't physically capable of telling it like it is because he doesn't know what it's like and he can't express his thoughts.
That's when I realized he was a fucking idiot.
I'm sorry.